Welcome to The Divide with Mike and Corey, two diehard baseball fans who don't agree on anything. Which side will you choose? This is The Divide.
Welcome to The Divide with Mike and Corey.
It's your boy Todd Frazier.
Hey guys, I'm Julie Stewart-Banks.
Hey, what's up? This is Cliff Floyd. You can catch me on The Divide.
You can catch me on The Divide on Fox Sports The Gambler.
Hopefully our disagreements one day bring us all together. So stupid.
So corny. And so stupid. I hope our disagreements bring us together.
Yeah, I do. This is The Divide.
And here we are, everybody. Welcome to The Divide live on Fox Sports The Gambler, 102.5 Philly, 104.1 Trenton. You had a busy weekend.
I did, and I'm laughing
weekend.
because I was thinking about stealing your intro just because I've been without you for what feels like an entirety.
I know. I had serious.
Yeah, you're a
do we
dad
still say
now.
FOMO now? Fear of missing out, even
dude.
though I did miss out.
Yeah, the coolest thing was, it really just shows you how much we're all the braces. And I said it, and Jansen started heckling me, and I'm
I owe
sure
you
you're
money.
going to do the same.
I know that.
Yeah, I showed.
I owe
He
you
showed,
money.
dude. He showed.
I bet.
Darren showed before him, which you should have bet that.
No, because
yeah.
Darren usually comes through.
He does.
If we're both in the same
fair.
space.
Yeah.
If I can get that out. But no, I owe you a couple bucks because for those of you who don't know, I bet Mike that Brace would not show up.
No.
Which just
Yo,
add that to my betting streak.
It was crazy. We had Buster from Q102's roll in, Philly captain, the 7-line general, 7-line founder, Darren, not the general. He's having a baby too.
The general is really?
Yeah,
good
they're
for
in the
him.
same boat as you. I'm pretty sure it's either this week or next.
That
if it didn't happen already.
The child?
Yeah.
Oh, man, his life's
she's
over.
about to pop.
She's his wife is tiny.
Very
She's
tiny, yeah.
Smaller than my wife.
So, and then Philly captain, dude, it was just like the hits just kept going. Sheffield Shuffler and Chris Sack from Green Legion Radio and Baseball Brunch. And then I did the Sunday with them, which, dude, it feels like a year ago. That's how long it's been. But yeah, man, it was so much fun. Absolutely blast. Shout outs to Xfinity for having us, and all the sponsors. And most importantly, PC Richard & Son for sponsoring the show.
Now you had the live show on Saturday.
Yeah.
You went in. LD, Little
Yeah.
Dicky throughout the first pitch.
He did.
Love that, man.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Did you watch any of his show? The Dave show?
A little
on
bit.
FX?
Yeah, it's funny. He's a funny dude. He's a very, very
great.
funny guy. He brings
And the
up-
Mets won.
And the Mets did win.
The Mets won.
yeah.
Now, don't worry, Philly. You still took 2 out of 3, and the Mets. We'll
Right.
get into that. Sunday, you went back with baseball brunch
I
with
did.
Murph.
Yeah.
And
Chris
then
Sack and Murph.
Yeah.
Dude, it was awesome. And it was the first time ever Jansen was like, hey, all we have is the radio headset for you. I was like, dude, this is the coolest part of my life. I was like, you kidding me? I was like, I've been waiting to put one of these on. So I was definitely amped up. We talked Mets and Beatles. And I think I sprinkled in some Brooklyn because I remember saying,
How could you
some
not?
about-
I mean, you got Mets in one hand, Beatles in the other. Of course, you're going to sprinkle in some
great.
Brooklyn.
It's
That's
so great.
I think that's how you came to form as a human being.
It's Brooklyn,
I
yeah.
mean,
And then we rolled right into Monday. I did something. I can't remember what it was because it's been crazy. Monday, we did the Bachelorette watch party. Tuesday, Powers Parlays.
That's right. You hit
yeah.
big too.
Yeah, we did. We really did. Mets and Phil's parlay hit. It was nice. And then, today we got the divide. Oh, in between that, recorded Swinging and Dang It for those guys. It's pretty awesome. So
How many days are in a week? What
I
else
don't
are
know.
you doing, man?
And
What are you on the campaign? Campaign
and
trail?
my store had a flood. And the same guys that helped, dude, it was 3 inches of it's insane. If I show the
Oh my
footage
God.
one day, it looked like, a boat was sinking. It was absolutely nuts. And, a normal store and a normal retail setting, people probably be like, well, gotta go. You might want to call a plumber. These guys were just pushing water out the door. It was unreal.
Stacking
People-
sandbags.
People clocked
Things
back
are getting
in.
crazy.
Yeah, we created our own dam for the next week. I'm not kidding. I went into beaver mode. It was nuts.
My God, man, my week seems so
yeah.
boring compared to what you just did.
Well, it feels good too because our store now has very minimal damage, And I'm talking to our neighbors, and the grocery store still hasn't opened yet. So like they just got pounced on, and it's probably because their employees don't have the heart that employees do from PC Richards, and I'm dead serious about that. And it's the reason what keeps that company in business for over 115 years. And they're going to keep ticking because of people like that. So it's pretty awesome. Shout outs to Josh. Shout outs to the street team from PC Richard and Son at the Xfinity Live thing, because those same guys are the same guys that went back to the store and then fixed the flood issue. So it's remarkable.
Oh my God.
Absolutely remarkable.
I was thinking about this, and not just because they're a sponsor of the show, but like they are one of the last standing family-owned businesses that make, the type of waves that they make. For some reason, it popped in my head the other day. I'm like, they're family-owned. Technically, they're a small chain family-owned business. They haven't expanded from the New York. There's only one store in Philly.
Yeah.
Everything else is New York and New Jersey.
Yeah, they got 66 showrooms from Connecticut to PA.
Connecticut. I always forget about that.
Well, they bought the Connecticut showrooms the same time as they did the Philadelphia one. And it was because another local competitor went out, and they were also family owned. So he wanted PC to take over his building. So it was like passing of the torch. It was very sweet.
Well, passing of the torch, let's go Philly. Let's get some sports news over here, because I know you guys are dying for it. First of all, the 95 bridge is now open.
Yes.
It's been like a week now. Crack that champagne bottle, or was it Cotman Ave and all that?
Did you see that they had all the mascots go across it in a fire truck?
Fantastic.
Yeah, but somebody died in that accident.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So like that.
You know what though?
Yeah.
If we can joke, no, we can't. We can't.
I don't think there's a way around that.
No.
Like, we celebrated it being
Fair
open.
enough. It was the fastest construction of anything ever built in Philly. So we'll give you that.
Yeah.
The Phils are kind of on a little bit of tear, taking 2 out of 3 from the Mets, and they took the first 2 from Chicago.
I think they swept Chicago, if I'm not mistaken.
2, yeah. So, hey, way to go, Philly. Now, we're halfway through the season at this point.
Right.
2 of Philly's quote unquote top batters aren't even performing at their quote unquote best, with Trey Turner and Bryce Harper. Now, they're not batting bad, but if they switch it on at any point, the Phillies can really make a really good climb here. I mean, they're in good wild card position. I know it's crazy of me to talk wild card when you still have half the games to play, because anything can happen. If you get a bad month, you got a bad month. But they're leaving the Mets and the Nats in the rear view, which is not so good. And that leads me to Mr. Stevie Cohen's big press conference.
Oh my God.
I have to ask before I do what I do, what did you think of it? I never got your actual opinion. I know you said that it happened. I know there was a crazy thing where you thought they tried to distract the media a little bit.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
But what were your as a baseball fan, give it to me as a Met fan first and a baseball fan second.
I think he was talking through the crowd to the person that he needs help with. So, and I'm talking about like the CEO or a president of baseball operations. So he's looking for both CEO of the Mets and a president of baseball operations. And he kind of throughout that, everything he was saying was letting them know that, hey, this is a different place to work. It's not the same old Mets. I'm not going to come out, and I'm not George Steinbrenner. I'm not going to come out here and just fire everybody. You know what I mean? So I think he was trying to say, it felt like a now hiring pitch. You know what I mean? For higher levels, not Epler's job, not Buck Showalter's job. It felt like he was trying to reach that guy that could help him create for the future, and also understand that he's not going to get fired if he doesn't perform after 2 years. The other thing is, they won over 100 games last year. So like, you can't now say you're going to fire everybody.
No, I don't agree with that.
So New York press is used to that type of turmoil, whether it be the Mets. I mean, if this is the Wilpons, at the very least, you would have saw the coaching staff get fired, whether the hitting, pitching staff, you would have saw guys like that get terminated, and still might. Like, don't get me wrong. I think they want to shake something up, but I think that Stevie Cohen could help this team more on Twitter than he can by having a press conference. I just don't think he's that type of guy.
Glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
Glad you brought that up.
Uh-huh.
Personally speaking, and this is not as a hater of the Mets or anything, it's just from a sports standpoint, it was a press conference about nothing. And when you get down to it, you're still a businessman. You're not going to sit there and say, I didn't see it as like talking through to somebody. I saw it more as our players get paid to perform and they need to perform. And trust me, they hate the fact that they're not performing just like we hate it.
Yeah.
It's tough for me to watch too. It was almost like telling the fans, like, I know, I know there's a problem. He said, I'm living it. But I think you didn't need that. You could have sent off a couple tweets, or it's just like you said, no one's getting fired. Isn't there something to be said? Isn't there a little bit of a recipe? Take it from Philly last year.
Yeah.
Girardi's out. Maybe the guys just don't, and I'm not talking about Buck. Maybe they don't like something in that clubhouse that needs to go.
Yeah. Well, also, like I heard this on the Daily Ticket with Sean Brace, and it was his perception. What happened was, how we all tweeted something that we are passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we actually have to do it, we're not that passionate about it. So I think he tweeted this and got attention and then was like, oh my God, now we got to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was weird. They put out a different table. It was like a round table type thing. It was very informal, and he answered everything very politically. I'm not going to act like I took anything of substance out of that. Right. Whether it be, hey, are you willing to part ways with some of your top tier talent to trade them for prospects and stuff like that? He wouldn't answer that. He's like, these guys are under contract. It's not fair to them. And stuff like that. So there was nothing of importance at all from that thing. It didn't make us understand the Mets situation any better, and it didn't make any of the fans feel any better.
Is there a part of you that thinks this was just a smoke show of like, keep buying tickets?
Of course.
Keep buying tickets. Like, even if he doesn't make any changes, even he's like, you know what? Even if he gives up on this season, we'll just ride it out. I'll make changes in the offseason and start fresh. Yeah. It was this more of a businessman, Steve Cohen, not baseball fan of, hey guys, I see it too, but still come out to the ballpark. You never know.
Yeah, listen, they're lucky. They have a lot of giveaways coming up for sure, whether it be bobblehead nights, there's a hockey jersey, a basketball jersey. But even with that said, the average ticket on StubHub, $15. So it's bad. It's bad right now. It's bad right now. So yeah, he's trying to get in front of it. Try to let the fan base know, hey, I'm in this too. This stinks, but we're going to get through it. And you alluded to this earlier, but yeah, we're going to let the dog out of the bag mid conversation, like after Cohen's done, they're going to reset the room for Buck. Buck's going to have the normal setup.
Right.
And in the interim, they brought out Seaver, their rescue dog, to entertain the press. But like, I couldn't help but think, like, was this for like a therapy puppy?
No, this is mommy and daddy are getting divorced.
Season's dead. Here's a puppy.
Here you go. Grandpa died. Look at this puppy. That's what this is. This is a simple mind. Ease the blow with this ball of cuteness.
Here's a puppy.
Before Buck gets on the mic and says something terminal. Good God. Like, hockey teams do it. Even the
puppies? They bring up puppies?
There's different hockey teams with social media that they bring puppies on the ice and they look at this content.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get that. But I thought you meant in the press room.
No.
And like you were Trenton Thunder does
one the professional hockey team, I can't think of it now, does have like a puppy where they've been in locker rooms and stuff like that, and the press eats it up. But it was never like a, hey, I know we lost the last 8 straight, but here you go. Yeah. Look at this golden retriever. You know what I mean?
We're going. And somebody was like, hear me out. Cohen, the puppy, then Buck.
What kind of dog was it?
It is like, I think it's a golden retriever.
Of course it's a golden retriever.
I'm not a dog guy.
You're not going to bring tote out a pit bull. Like, here you go. A Rottweiler. Here you go,
guys. The chop shops. Like just one of the guard dogs at the chop shops. Oh, that'd be so great.
Oh my God.
That's the other thing. Shout outs to Xfinity for having us. But like there was a lot of Philly fans that were in shock that there was all these Met fans there. And the real reason why they were all there, Philly, is because they don't have anything in their stadium. There's nothing. There's nowhere to go. You want to go to a chop shop? Yeah, maybe you might find your car there if you parked in the wrong lot. But there's nothing to do other than go into this beautiful ballpark. And it is a beautiful ballpark. I'm not going to act like Citi Field doesn't have a beautiful ballpark.
But you're not tailgating in the parking lot. You're either walking along the marina, You're going to watch tennis over at where the U.S. Open or whatever is, and
we're setting up. It's like 10 a.m. and a few Met fans walk in, and I was like, "Hey, did you stay the night?" They're like, "Yeah." I was like, "Did you stay at the casino?" He's like, "They have a casino." I was like, "I'm so sorry, dude. I'm so sorry." Like,
dude, Philly, you guys know how to party. It is.
For sure.
You can tailgate in a parking lot, or you can walk into Xfinity Live. You can go gamble, literally all within walking distance. It's unreal.
Speaking of partying. The Yankees had a little bit of a party last night.
So they did. So I want to start this off by giving you today in baseball history.
Okay.
Today in baseball history, 1908. At 41 years of age and 3 months, future Baseball Hall of Famer pitcher Cy Young became the oldest player to record his third no-hitter as a Boston Red Sox, beating the New York Highlanders who would become the New York Yankees 8-0, because this is 1908. Now, I know a no-hitter and a perfect game are completely different. Domingo Germán pitched a perfect game on Wednesday night. Completely unreal. 9 strikeouts. Of course, it was against Oakland.
99 pitches.
99 pitches.
Is sick.
Wearing number 0 for as many hits
as he gave up.
But it got me looking at the whole perfect. Now, Cy Young himself has a perfect game.
Yes.
And I started looking, because at first I was like, dude, 9 strikeouts for a perfect game. You mean 2/3 of the outs that you left defensively. You know what I mean? And I understand it's a team effort, but Germán's name is in the record book right now. It wasn't Germán and the rest of the starting lineup. Did you see the backhanded grab that Rizzo did?
I know.
Right up the first baseline. I mean, that
even dude, that was a hard hit ground ball to end it.
And it happens in every perfect game. There's a lot of people to thank, and I'm sure Germán is thanking all of them. But then I started looking at all these people that pitch perfect games, and most of them are you average 6, 7, 10, 9 strikeouts. Who was it? Sandy Koufax had 14 strikeouts when he pitched one in 65. I think that was the most. I know Randy Johnson was up there too. He may have had like 13.
Right.
But so 14 strikeouts was the most. All right, kind of fair. A little more than half. There was a man named Addie Joss that pitched in 1908 as well, just like Cy Young's no-hitter. 3 strikeouts.
Man.
3, and you're in the record book for a no-hitter. 3 strikeouts. Actually, I don't even think they played 9 innings back then in 1908.
I don't know. 1909 is when PC Richard was created. But you know what I want? As soon as Germán had the no-hitter, I was like, let me go and cut John Sterling's audio from this.
Oh, no.
Let me get Michael K's audio from this.
I didn't hear it.
They were all on vacation.
No.
Because it was Oakland. So the only good no-hit
Susan
call.
usually travels with the team.
No, nobody was there, bro.
Really?
Nobody was there. I can't find anything of value as far as announcers go. I feel bad because I don't remember his name. He actually follows us on Instagram. He's announcing. He announced today's show on the break. I will get it. He's actually really good. And we do talk back and forth with him on socials. But this is the best call I could have gotten, and it's an amazing call. And shout outs to this broadcasting team for doing it.
Swing, rolantazo duro, Daro se la tiene, Daro se la primera, perfección, Domingo Germán, San Pedro de Macorís, República Dominicana, el 0 en el uniforme, 10 en total que se le pasaron, 0, perfección, perfecto.
Amazing.
That's so good, right?
I have chills.
Yeah.
I just feel like the Spanish language makes everything exciting.
Of course.
You could commentate a chess match in Spanish, and it is amazing. Fitting. Very fitting.
Very fitting.
And listen, it's quite the accomplishment, especially for the Yankees. I mean, my God, we stopped even talking about them. I know it's a Philly-based show, but they are just not playing good baseball. Judge could possibly be out the rest of the season. Did we talk about that last week? Or no, that was before we got the news.
No,
we got that news on Saturday.
Yeah.
So real quick, before we have to go to break, Judge, you might hit your bet of under 20 runs. What is he at 19 right now? 19 home runs. And they're alluding that they might not have him back by the end of the season.
If there's
that
not
is insane.
If there's not a playoff push at the end, he's not coming back.
That is insane.
Yeah.
How could on one breath, you're like, it'll be 2 months, but I'm not making any promises that he'll be back by the end of the season. It's like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Nuts. Sure. So crazy. Actually, it's not as crazy. Let's lead that segue into the break. By the way, guys, subscribe to our YouTube, Fox Sports Philly YouTube channel, as well as Give Us a Shot YouTube channel. We're going to be going not live, but we're basically not cutting the YouTube out between the breaks. You'll get some behind the scenes stuff. You get some stuff after the show. You TikTokers that all fried me about the moon landing conspiracy theater, I'm coming after you during the break here. But stay with us. If you're listening to the radio and you don't have time to subscribe now, it's definitely subscribe later. But if you're not doing anything, jump on YouTube and hear what we have to say. So coming up next, we're going to talk some gambling rules as it applies to the NFL. We'll talk about the players that were suspended indefinitely and the actual written rules that were laid out by the NFL. Stay with us, Philly. This is The Divide live on Fox Sports The Gambler. Awesome. Mm-hmm. So you cut the promo for the TikTok thing.
Right.
Perfect. It was amazing.
Thanks.
It was great.
Right.
I liked it. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And then these people even first of all, if you listen and watch, because you could do both, I don't say we only went once. I just said we went in the 60s and we've never been back. And granted, I'll make the correction. The last manned mission was in 1970. So of the 5-6 times we went that was manned, it was from 60 whatever to 70. Okay, we still haven't been back. And it's like 12 people that have been, and that's it. And it's easy to get 12 people to lie about it.
Well, I caught what you were throwing down. I honestly did. I knew what you were trying to say. That's why I mentioned by the time you get to 12, 13, 14, 15.
Right. It's not fun
Yeah,
anymore.
there's less participation.
Like you
I'm
said,
sure
the first guy to go to the Titanic, great.
Yeah.
But if you're like these billionaire morons that are like, oh, no, I've been down 30 times. Let me just go again and test my luck.
But it just goes, first off, like, shout outs to TikTok. Like, that just goes to show we should be using that platform a lot
seriously.
more.
I don't mind looking like an idiot if it means you're going to
great.
watch my stuff.
It was great.
I don't
it was
care
so
at all.
funny.
You like stupid comments. There's a lot more where that came from.
Tune in next week. It's pretty good. I'm gonna go check on Peyton, and then we'll start.
Yeah, go make sure your daughter's still breathing.
So
I'll continue to read all these space facts. What I don't understand is like, okay, so we had the man, it got too expensive, and then they started sending robots to the moon. But it's like, don't you think you want to send just one more back? And someone on TikTok, one of you was actually saying how we're gonna start going to the moon again, or there's a future plan soon, but I thought they shut all that stuff down. I still don't believe it, man. I still don't believe we've been to the moon. I don't. I never will. Let me click on images here. This is why. Yeah, these can't be real. Clear picture on the moon? No way. How do you even land? No. That's fake. I'm looking at a picture of a house on the moon. There's no way. The last time we visited, December 1972. And the reason we haven't returned is it's all budget and politics. All budget and politics. Sad. Allegedly, we collected rocks, took photos, performed experiments, planted flags. If you have to, you got to stake your territory. "2025 at the earliest. The first woman will ever touch the lunar surface." Like that matters. Not that it doesn't matter, but like, who cares? Just put more people back if we actually did it. They say 2025. 2025, we might land on the moon again. A program called Artemis, which will include the first woman to ever touch lunar surface. Yeah. And I said, like, man, woman, who cares? Just bring somebody back and make me think that we actually did it. But I know in my mind, bro, we're going to do it in 2025. And I'm like, good job. First time. That's great. All right, let's go live. I think the commercial break's just about up at this point. Let's get back to it.
Baseball season normally brings us together, unless you're listening to The Divide. Now, here's Mike and Corey.
And we're back.
Glad you got that off your chest.
I did, man. Those TikTokers. I can see why people hate social media now. I never really I post like pictures and stuff on Instagram every once in a while, but like I'm friends with everybody. So of course they're going to like my stuff. No one's going to talk smack. I've never been in a position like in TikTok where just strangers are just like, what are you, stupid?
They're like, okay,
we've been to the moon a couple times.
Okay, grandpa.
Yeah. Hey, grandpa.
Somebody come get their grandfather. Because like we probably in that world, we are definitely much older.
One of the comments was like, this guy probably thinks a car crash is a distraction from what the government's trying to tell you.
I don't even
Like, no,
understand
bro. Like, my whole theory was I don't trust the government when they tell me we've landed on the moon.
Right. Did you see the Mars thing where they're putting people on?
Yeah,
like,
you
a
sent
fake-
me that.
Yeah,
They-
fake Mars. Like, and you could volunteer and you get 6 figs.
Really?
Yeah, I should.
For like
yeah.
13, 14 months away from your family?
Exactly. Could use that.
Yeah, here's my routing number. Give me a break. Give me like a putting green and some peace and quiet.
Yeah, it's like, but you know, that's the movie Biodome, right?
That's all it is. You're gonna get like $100,000 just a year. Sure, yeah. My wife would be heartbroken, I'm sure, but
Right.
100. Why not?
Yeah, I would do it too. Not
Jesus.
gonna lie.
Let's what you know what I wouldn't do?
Mhm.
I wouldn't become a professional athlete for the NFL and then gamble on the games like an idiot.
Right.
So, news story broke this week. The NFL finally did throw the hammer, some suspension for gambling violations. There were 4 players, 3 of which were all from the Colts and 1 from the Tennessee Titans. Isaiah Rodgers, Rashad Berry, and Demetrius Taylor, all suspended indefinitely from the Indianapolis Colts, at least through the 2023 season for betting on NFL games last season. Hopefully they did not bet on any Colts games.
No.
I'm sure they didn't. In addition, Tennessee Titans offensive tackle Nicholas Petit-Frere was suspended 6 games on betting on other sports at the workplace. Now, that part I don't get.
Yeah. I don't know.
If
Like,
gambling is legal in your state
yeah.
and you're not gambling on your sport, what's and it says betting
Why-
at the workplace. So I guess as a way to control and limit
they
them
must
doing
know
it almost, you know what it almost seems
it's
like?
tracking.
It almost seems like we're not going to look over your shoulder while you place bets. Just don't do it anywhere near here.
Right.
You know what I
right,
mean?
right.
It's kind of like
Yeah.
the whole like,
Yeah,
if you're
but
going to drink, just stay at home and don't drive.
it's crazy though. I feel like it's a little more than that. It's an invasion of privacy. Like they're using the fact that they're on company Wi-Fi to see what they're looking at.
yeah, but I
like,
don't,
I don't
see
like
it like
any of
that.
that
I
stuff.
see it as them not wanting the responsibility in case these players decide to bet on the NFL.
Yeah, but
I don't want it's different to say a player was doing this in their apartment than the guy placed the bets right in the locker room.
Yeah,
I
but-
think that's like just a larger, to me, that's an
You're gonna snitch on your own
organizational
player?
problem.
You're going to
But-
snitch on your own
But
player?
think about it. If you own the Tennessee Titans,
Mhm.
or let's just say the Colts, because let's use that example. If you own the Colts and you find out 3 of your guys were not only placing bets on the NFL, but they were doing it in your locker room, that's not just a problem with those players. That's a problem with your organization.
Fair.
But if you found out it was those 3 players at a bar or in their apartment in the comfort of home just doing that, then that's their problem. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
it's almost just to
I don't know.
cut ties completely.
They have these 6 key rules to not get fired or suspended. And I'm just like, dude, there's 10 commandments for life. Like now they got 6 rules just for gambling.
I think that's 6 too many, man. You can't get it down to 3. So
yeah.
Mike's going to read the NFL 6 key rules of the game. Actually, I guess there's more rules, but these are the key rules of the NFL gambling policy.
Yeah, it's right here. No, I'm just kidding. Real quick, don't bet on the NFL. Don't gamble on at your team facility while traveling for a road game or staying in a team hotel. So that's a lot. Those are 2 rules in a row. That's a lot to unpack just there. So obviously the first one, don't bet on the NFL. No, yeah. Thank you for that one. Don't gamble on your team at your team facility while traveling on the road or staying at a team hotel. Now that means casino gambling online. That means
does that mean like online poker
that
and
means
stuff too? It's any gambling?
It says do not gamble at your team facility while traveling on the road or staying at a team hotel. Like, it doesn't say sport gambling. It says they can't play blackjack on their phone, and I think that's kind of crazy. 3, don't have someone bet for you. So, yeah, we've joked about Germ. He lives in a state where they can't do it, and he always jokes that I always make his bet. So if he was a football player, we'd be in tons of trouble. Don't share team inside information. I feel like that's common sense. I talked to some beat reporters that are worried to get on shows like this because of that. Like, if they're that close to the team, they might have inside
Adam
information.
Schefter has a job literally doing
to do
this.
that. Yeah. So you don't got to worry about
He says
the player.
all the time, someone I know at the clubhouse told me this, and this.
No.
Like that, I get teams. Like, if you play, you don't have to worry about players doing that, because when players aren't doing that to try to make money betting against their team, players don't want to do that because they don't want another team to get a competitive edge. So I get why they had to put it in writing, but at the same time, it's kind of stupid.
Yeah. Don't enter a sports book during the NFL playing season. So that's from Super Bowl to, I'm going to assume even game 1 of the preseason, because you could still gamble on that. And don't play daily fantasy football.
That one's dumb.
Doesn't say yearly, it says daily. So does that mean they could play? It doesn't say. I feel like it would say don't play.
You mean like how some of those sportsbook
like a real
apps? There's a few I don't want to name because they're not a partner of ours, but there's a sportsbook.
DraftKings has.
DraftKings does have one. I know the other one
Fantasy
has one where it's like a daily.
Yeah,
fantasy.
That's how they both started. So it's like Coke and Pepsi of that.
So,
so that means that you could play regular fantasy football. Like, they could play the full season.
They always could. I remember in press conferences,
right.
you would hear like, "Oh, I have so and so here." Okay, so just to break these down, I feel like a lot of these are convoluted. 1 and 2 should be completely separate, because the NFL is not saying you can't gamble at all. It's saying you can't gamble at all at the NFL. You can't gamble at all on the NFL, and don't gamble on anything else while you're at work.
Yeah,
it would be if you and I went into the office and our boss was like, "Dudes, stop gambling at work," even though right now we get paid to go into the office and gamble at work. Nevertheless, and then not having someone bet for you is probably what 100% of NFL players do to gamble on the NFL.
I was going to say.
Okay. So we're glad you put it in writing, NFL, but that's going to continue to happen. But it's, you got it out in the open. Don't share inside information, we said was dumb. Don't enter a sports book during the NFL season, and don't. This is where you can use technology as your friend. It would create jobs.
Yeah.
But NFL, hire somebody to track this. If you play for the Arizona Cardinals and you didn't make the playoffs, and Kyler Murray wanted to bet on the Super Bowl, let him bet on the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He has zero stake in the game. Excuse me. He might have some friends that he can text and be like, "What do you think?" to help him place his bet.
He was retired?
But that's no different.
Yeah,
exactly.
he's not playing
that's no different than any beat reporter that has insider information, and you can track that as long as he's not going to a shady cash only bookie, which he might. But you're not going to know if these guys are doing that anyway. Everything now is digitally tracked. You can tell when people place that bet. If you're betting on futures, that's one thing.
No.
But if your season is over January 1st, and you place a bet 2 weeks after your season's over, what's the big deal?
It's crazy. And I hope none of these guys did that. That'd be crazy, because
I hope they did it.
It's all from the Colts, right? They were out of it before they had nothing else to win other than some of these bets in their season.
It's going to be interesting because this just dropped yesterday. The 4 names again, Nicholas Petit Frere. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. It just sounds French. So I'm just saying it. The 6 games, it just sounded like he was either playing online poker or something, whatever. But all the guys from the Colts, Rodgers, Barry, Taylor, something had to have happened. The penny dropped. It wouldn't surprise me if more names get released before the NFL season of betting that occurred.
Well, I feel like this was the right time to do it. It's a big holiday weekend. So it's elongated because the 4th being on a Tuesday. A lot of press is off next week. A lot of people aren't in the office starting Friday. So they announced it Thursday knowing nobody would, it's a dump. So it's a press dump. So it's kind of like if the Mets were to fire somebody, you'd probably do it now. Then nobody could really report on it until it's already old news and people are able to digest it. So it won't be in your face as much because of everything going on and the lack of press around the next few days, for sure. I want to talk about one more football guy, and then I want to get back into baseball real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Your guy, Tyreek Hill.
Slapping people out of boat dock.
Yeah. Apparently, according to my buddy, Sheffield Shuffler, he offered the gentleman at the boat dock $200 as a peace treaty for slapping him. My question to you is, how much money would it take for you to accept a slap from anybody, especially a professional football player?
Well, this is tough for me.
Okay.
Because I love football so much. And I can't use the example of Tyreek Hill because I'm a Dolphins fan.
Dan Marino slaps you.
So I play the long game. Okay. It's not like a $200. I'm not going to take you to court and get some big payout.
Okay.
I have this.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, Dan, you know what? For the next 5 years, I want season tickets.
Yeah.
And
fair.
I'm still going to live in Jersey. You're just going to fly me out every time. Dan's got a lot of money. He's got
every time he gets mad at you, you just flinch like as if he's going to slap you again.
Oh, no. You know what I mean? Like, same with Tyreek Hill. If this guy doesn't care about football, don't take him to court right away.
Yeah.
But, hey, you're a millionaire.
$200.
Well, that's all he had in his pocket.
Yeah, I guess.
And that's because he left his wallet in his car. You know what I mean?
Like that's $2. Don't tell your
right.
mom.
It's just, I would ask for a lot, season tickets, or, okay, it's a simple assault charge. You're going to go to court. What's the payday going to be? It's not,
I don't know.
You're not going to claim irreversible damage or whatever it is,
also,
where you're
what
getting
did you
thousands
do?
and thousands of dollars.
Did you deserve the slap?
That's the other thing.
Yeah. Like,
I don't see, Tyreek Hill, this is the first time he's had any sort of trouble in his career.
Right.
There's never any sort of mumbling about him doing the wrong thing or anything else.
Yeah, he's much better than Herman in that aspect.
Yeah, oh God, Herman. That whole controversy was like, is that what you're going to bring up next anyway?
No,
back to baseball.
No.
And the poor guy, and I get the allegations of domestic. So for the Domingo Herman last year was accused of domestic. I don't even know if he. Basically, there was an accusation of domestic assault.
Right.
Between him and his wife.
Yeah.
I don't think anything came of it. I think his wife forgave him and all that other stuff. But the guy pitches, he makes history. He pitches a perfect game. Yeah. And that's the first news headline.
Well, hitless.
Right. Well, the yin and the yang.
So, but also he did steroids. He was suspended for PEDs.
He also got ejected earlier in the year for using sticky stuff.
So I don't know, man. Look, his track record is pretty bad.
When you lay it all out like that, it's really hard to make an argument.
Speaking of PEDs, the Barry Bonds documentary, it's going to be,
oh my God,
Jordan-like, same creators that gave us that beautiful masterpiece on Michael Jordan during COVID. It's going to be cool. I think it's going to be awesome. And maybe it will finally get these haters off of Barry's back, because you got to understand what the man did is once in a lifetime. And I don't care what he was on.
So what my co-host is referring to, if you guys haven't heard, the creators, I think it's the same director as The Last Dance, Michael Jordan's Last Dance documentary, is now doing a Barry Bonds documentary. And we cannot wait.
Yeah.
I don't even care. I want to see footage of the needles he used. I want it all. I want to know what his head size was and what his head size ended at after, because that thing grew. As soon as you hit steroids, that thing grew. I don't care.
But also the nostalgia, like, take me back to that. That's what I loved about the
steroid era.
Right. It was just amazing. Like, everybody was looking the other way. It was just nuts, dude. And like, when you look at the Air movie that they made, like in all the Adidas and Run DMC, it takes you back to that era.
Yeah.
And same thing with the Jeter and the Jeter documentary, where the captain, you are reminded of stuff that happened.
Oh my
then,
God,
you know,
dude! Perfectly. Before I came over here to be on live tonight, with Rebecca, I started watching the American Gladiator docuseries on Netflix.
Is it good?
Dude, Rebecca was like, "I want to watch this."
Yes.
It was only the one episode. It was like 40 minutes, and it just was like an introduction to how it started.
Yeah.
But like they're showing clips, and your childhood is just there. Like
Right.
you were like, "This is it." Like
You remember it.
It's
Yeah,
just like
it
Jeter,
unlocks
just like
memories.
The Last Dance. It just these clips unlock for the older folk like Mike and myself.
Let's take a quick break.
We need a quick
We'll
break.
come back. We'll talk more baseball. We'll wrap this up in a bow. And we'll be right back on Fox Sports The Gambler.
That was great.
I took your job, bro.
That was great.
I took your job. But you got to turn the clock off.
I got it. That was awesome. We got to get into Ohtani next. YouTube. We have to talk
I got a
about
video
it.
clip for it too.
Guy, 2 home runs and 10 strikeouts
Yeah,
in the
it's
same
sick.
game? Just insane. The
Sick.
guy, you thought Judge got a lot of money? Forget it.
No,
I think Boston, Chicago. It wouldn't surprise me if the Yankees try to throw a purse at him too. I think it would be insane, but I mean, dude, that's what you do when there's no cap and you have an infinite amount of money. Like, why are we worried? I feel like, I mean, I'll save this for the air because I don't. Sorry, I mean, those of you that stuck with us that are on our YouTube right now, I don't want to rob you of good behind the scenes content, but I mean, guys, get over the fact that nobody's worth X amount of money. You can say the same for Judge right now, but let me tell you, as soon as Judge gets healthy again, whether it's this year or next year, he will make up. He's already made more than $400 million for the club. So the fact that he's making that much money over X amount of time is, regardless, it's just money doesn't equal wins here for
Right.
baseball clubs.
Fair. I'm cracking up because I said that the Phillies swept the Cubs. They have not swept the Cubs yet, but I was hoping because this.
So was I. I saw it too.
This airs tomorrow, but now it's 1-1. But also, I did make a parlay, and I'll share that real quick with our YouTube audience. So I'm hoping that happens because
I bet against the Mets tonight. I'm sorry.
Oh, you did? I did not.
I took the under and the
Max
Brewers.
is on there. I feel like they're angry. The under is a good call for sure. But I know this is my parlay is pretty sick actually today. I'm pretty proud of it. Let's check it out. Open. All right, so I had Walker 5+ strikeouts. He's only got 1 in the third. That's a problem. We got to get to 4.5, baby. And then I have the Phillies money line. Then I have Max 7+. He's already at 7, so that hit. And then I have the Mets money line for a total of plus 494.
Damn.
But I also took just the Mets parlay part of this because I believed in it so much. Mets money line, Scherzer 7-7. The Mets are currently winning 2-0 in the 6th. So it looks like that's going to hit. But then, like I said, the bigger piece of this is Walker getting me 4 more strikeouts, which is a tough mountain to climb right now, being that it's already the 3rd inning. And then actually no, because he didn't pitch yet in the 3rd inning. But the game's tied 1-1. So I need the Phillies to pull out this win so I can announce and not have to edit out my announcement of them sweeping. And then
leave it in.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just teasing. I'll leave it in. But let's. You ready to wrap this thing up in a bow? 9 more minutes to go.
Yeah, man.
One is a Mets fan, the other is a Yankees fan. Together, they make the perfect show. It's The Divide with Mike and Corey right here on The Gambler.
All right. That was a good outro, by the way.
Thanks,
good
man.
cut to break before the last one.
Well, I saw the time we only had a few more. We had to get to
time
more
is irrelevant, man. It's just
except for when you're on the radio and you got
Just really-
advertisers to pay.
we're in the Matrix. There's
Okay.
no time. Time is time.
You know what? Who thinks they're living in the Matrix right now?
Who?
Ohtani.
All right.
I mean, it's
Well,
just
guys, we took the jar off the table if you're watching
yeah,
because we can't afford it.
yeah. We
the
can't.
whole throw money in every time we say this dude's name.
Right. We have children. that are
yeah.
starving.
They
Right
need to
now.
go to college. Guys, his performance this week, 10 strikeouts, 2 home runs in a game,
Mhm.
literally still has the Angels on his back.
Yeah.
This man will get any money he wants in the offseason.
Oh, by the way, he can pitch. Like,
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
any money. Now,
it's insane.
and with his batting, it doesn't matter. He's going to DH on the days that he's off.
Mhm.
And even if he goes to a National League team, it nothing matters anymore.
Yeah,
It's
crazy.
it's unreal. And I love it. I think everybody's going to have the same take they had with Judge is how can you pay someone X? By the way, he's getting at least $500 million.
Oh yeah,
Easily.
$70 million a year,
Easily.
without a doubt. Yeah, without
Easily,
a doubt.
without
I mean,
blinking eye. And it's,
yeah,
and I would pay you. People say how do you pay? Nobody's worth that amount of money. Like the amount of money that this man has made the Angels in he's making, what is he even making this year? Like
time out. You're
pennies.
You're paying pitchers, DeGrom, Max, Verlander, almost $40 million, and all they have to do is pitch every fifth day. This guy does that, and then is Barry Bonds at bat. You know what I mean? So it's like, and oh, by the way, plays the outfield. You know, like it's absolutely crazy. He's got 29 dingers on the season, 14 in June. Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't June one of the shortest months? No, it's not. That's February.
June's 30 days.
30 days.
Well, for baseball
it's missing
season,
a
it's the
day.
shortest month. Yeah.
Right. So, he's got 14 home runs in June. It's just nuts. And everybody's speculating now where he's going to go, rightfully so. I mean, the Angels are still doing decent. I don't think, but the way that ownership is, there's no way they could keep him. There's no
they
way.
gave him $30 million just to extend another year of arbitration for this year.
Mhm.
But they're not keeping him at all. And he's going to make another about 30 or 35 in endorsements. But the whole argument is like, is anybody worth that much to the ball club? And I said it during the break to those subscribed to YouTube, and I'll say it to you now. Yes. Like Judge,
Yeah.
even if Judge misses the rest of the season, he has still made more than $400 million for the ball club. And you think that's great? Absolutely not. Between the people that buy tickets to see him, or when he was playing,
Right.
and the amount of jerseys and apparel and all that other stuff that people are watching for players, which is why it's a drop in the bucket for these teams. And every year we have these big name players, and are they going to live up to the hype? And do they deserve this salary? Yes. Most people on the team that can play professional baseball deserve a higher salary, but they're just not getting it from ownership.
Also, like, remember how gutted you felt when you thought Arson Judge was going to the Giants for that split second.
Arson,
it's just
throw my heart up.
Yeah, it's tough. So I'd rather him be on my IL and then not. And also, like, it was insured, so it was 100% insured.
Mm-hmm.
So they're paying whatever they have to pay, but the Yankees are getting that money back into their system. So it's going to work out good. And knowing Judge, he doesn't want to be in that dugout. He doesn't want to be on rehab assignments. He wants to be on the field.
And that's what he said. He was like,
this man ran through a wall
in the whole press conference. And that's the thing.
Right.
It's not like his toe was sore after routinely playing baseball.
Right.
The dude literally ran through a bullpen wall.
Yeah.
And he made the play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if we don't want him to hurt, we don't want anybody to hurt themselves, but if you're going to do it playing baseball, that's the way you do it.
But
you don't pop a quad running the first.
But even like Trey Turner, right? He's not performing the way he's capable of performing.
Correct.
He's got a big contract. Harper's got a big contract. He's slumping right now, but look how quick he came back. Quickest guy to ever come back from Tommy John, which is remarkable.
But he's batting 278. Like
I
get
get
that's a slump for Bryce Harper, but like, come on. I mean, for the average ball player, 278 is above average.
Fair. But it's just, there's no pop right now, and they're waiting for that to happen. But everybody's on Ohtani watch. There's a lot of talk that he wants to stay in California on the West Coast, which makes sense. That you don't have to mess with the weather that's on the East Coast. So there's this concept that he might come over to the East Coast, and we're going to try to wow him when he's here, whether it be with the Yankees or the Mets. When he's in town, they really want to show him the town, right? So it got the booth asking on SNY, the Mets booth asked what would happen if Ohtani did come.
If Ohtani were to sign with the Mets, would you allow him to wear his number 17?
Well, he couldn't.
Well, with your permission, he could.
So Philly, that's your favorite guy in the world, Keith Hernandez, refusing to take down his retired 17, recently tired 17, and put it on the back of Ohtani. He's not going to do it. He even said at the end of that, "Don't ask me that ever again." Like, it's not happening. So I get that. That's Keith's number, right? But this is the Babe Ruth of baseball as we know it. So I mean, it's definitely something that one. I'm shocked Gary Cohen's already asking, like with everything that's going on. But when you're losing this bad, that's the stuff you talk about in your booth.
Man, I am so torn on this issue because I don't like Keith Hernandez at all. So a part of me thinks he's just being a brat that's scared that Ohtani might come in, wear 17, and everybody will forget about Keith, which would be ideal for me, to be honest with you. But then the other side is, no. Pick a new number. You can imagine if he signs with the Yankees. Yeah. You can choose anything but these 40 numbers we have retired. You know what I mean?
I think it might be more than that.
It's like,
look, yeah.
It is what it is. And honestly, I mean, dude, Kobe, the number does not matter.
Yeah.
LeBron changed his number. Kobe changed his number.
No, I think it's good. It's good to change the number.
Who cares? You make a name. If you're in the same game, striking out 10 players and hitting 2 home runs, they'll remember your new number.
Yeah. But
Don't worry about that.
Also, like, Keith's not in the Hall of Fame yet. So, like, that's his one that's his one claim to fame right now. That's his biggest thing outside of a world championship.
And all jokes aside, though, you had such an accomplished career that the team that you played for wanted to retire your number. That's amazing. Yeah. You definitely need to hang your hat, and you need to be selfish and say, no, dude's not wearing my number.
Yeah.
God, I hate you, Keith Hernandez.
We were planning a trip to Baltimore. It's still up in the air. We might do it, but I want to talk about one thing that they're doing that it's completely awesome.
Yes. Please do.
The bird bath.
Bird bath. Tell them what it is.
So it's a section of the park. The players created this concept. They made it up. Like, we give our fans a bird bath. So now it's an actual thing that occurs, when something big happens in the ballpark. So the Yankees have they play the P.C. Richard whistle
for every strikeout.
That has ever occurred against the opposing team. And then, so now they got this bird bath where they just come out with these giant hoses and super soakers.
So it's any multi-base hit or home run.
Yeah,
I think it's got to be more than 2 bases. So I think it's or 2 or more. I think it's double, triple, or home run. Yeah. And it comes out of the bullpen, and it's literally just a fire hose that sprays a particular section.
That's great.
And nothing tickles me more than thinking about the father that took his 3 kids and his miserable wife sitting front row and has no idea what's about to come in the splash zone.
Or he did know.
Oh, my God. Even better.
Honey, wear your best dressed.
I can tell you, man. I can just picture, as a father of a daughter, I can picture like a poor guy that's got 2 girls with him that's just like, they're not interested in baseball. Just come to the ballpark, come hang out with dad. We'll have a good time. And I just picture like teenage girls worried about everything else and then getting hosed off.
I'm melting
because somebody hit a double. Oh my God. That's why you need to be romantic about the game of baseball.
I love it. I love how we're evolving. Look at us.
It's fantastic. Guys, don't forget our socials, Divide Live on Instagram, Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube. Everybody have a very safe 4th of July. Make sure you have all your digits and you keep them. Yeah. No crazy firework accidents. And we will see you all, or you will hear from us next Friday, guys. Be good.